Is this whole TVA a different TVA than the low-key TVA?
Look at those uniforms.
They're
Those uniforms are different.
Do we think like there could even be an incursion happening in this film, right? Where like maybe this TVA is trying to infiltrate or wipe out like the other TVA. Welcome back to the Breakroom, everybody. I'm Zach Huddleston, and joining me on today's episode, I'm thrilled to have Maude Garrett here and Jay Washington.
I am here, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Good
Physically, Jay is here.
Physically, he's here.
Emotionally, spiritually, all the
Spiritually departed.
That's right. Coming up on today's show, The Acolyte coming out earlier than we expected? Question mark. More Deadpool talk. Of course, the world's still talking about that trailer from last night.
Hell yeah.
After the ending of the game, it was the next biggest trending topic. And then live action Miles Morales
Yes,
film
please.
update.
Yes, please.
Well, we're going to debate this. There's some interesting quotes. We've got some footage of Amy Pascal, head of Sony Studios, talking about it. And we're going to try to decrypt what she's saying. But this is our headline show that we kick every Monday off with. Roll it. Grab it.
Headlines.
Okay, let's start with some DC news. James Gunn doing the Lord's work out there, giving us that little drib drab. No real content, but he's trying to keep us engaged.
What's his platform of choice now that he hates X?
Instagram?
Hey.
He's on Threads.
Instagram, yeah.
Instagram
Because they're the
Threads.
same company, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's full on meta now.
Yeah. So he took to Instagram this weekend asking his fans who Dave Bautista should play in the DCU.
I love this. And I love, I have thoughts.
Okay.
I will keep them concise. But my thoughts are James Gunn is no stranger to making roles for people that he loves.
Yes.
Like if you look at Suicide Squad, if you look at
His brother?
Peacemaker, his wife.
Yeah, his wife. Yeah.
In fact, if you look back through a lot of like Nathan Fillion and even Seth Green's body of work, it's like there's a lot of overlap with all of these. So James Gunn looks after those that he loves. Dave Bautista is such a wholesome nerd.
Yeah.
He truly loves like DC and Marvel. He loves being a superhero. I'm so glad that he was in Guardians of the Galaxy because I truly believe that he really wants to be there.
Yeah.
Like he just embodies it. And when I just recently interviewed him and hearing him talk about sort of being taken seriously as an actor instead of, because he's really had to shirk what stereotypes he's got from being a big wrestling guy. And so the fact that he can kind of like cut his teeth in his craft, so to speak, but in a nerd universe, I love this for Dave, and I'm thankful for James for providing.
He must be, Dave Bautista must be a fun hang because James Gunn puts him in a lot of stuff. Denis Villeneuve puts him in a whole lot of stuff.
Yep.
And Bautista has said in the press that like he'll do anything those guys ever ask him to do. He'll show up for one line or whatever, right? Because he loves working with them. And I think he credits them with what you were just saying.
The transition from being a wrestler to a bona fide actor.
Yeah, because James Gunn put him in Guardians and turned him into a star.
Yeah.
Like pro wrestling, look, as a wrestler myself, pro wrestling was a massive thing, especially being in the WWE. He is a Hall of Famer, all these big things. And that was just that one audience. But then you go to Marvel Studios, and you are one. First off, you were in the Guardians of the Galaxy, which everybody was like, Guardians of the Galaxy? Is this going to work? And not only did it work well.
Yes.
Yeah. And kind of minted a degree. Maybe Bradley Cooper didn't need it as much, and Vin Diesel, but like everybody in that cast leveled up their stardom. Chris Pratt was not Chris Pratt before Guardians, right? Like
Karen Gilliam,
even Zoe Saldana's been working for forever,
Karen
but
Gilliam,
certainly
she was in Doctor Who. Thank you very much.
But yes.
But I'm sorry, but
I think to an American audience, though, that was certainly the biggest thing that she'd been in.
But then she was in the Jumanji movies.
Okay,
that was post-Guardians.
Okay.
But anyways, circling back here to the prompt, obeying Mr. Gunn's prompt.
Focus mode.
What did you say you had an idea, Maude, or you just liked that he's trying to get his guy.
I think he's so open to shirking the whole wrestler thing. He wants to have a character that is so much more sort of like brilliant or smart, or he has to cut his teeth instead of being the big burly guy. That's not what he's interested in role-wise.
Well, especially as he gets older. I think he's also said in the press that he doesn't want to have to keep doing roles where he has his shirt off.
Yeah, but he got to keep working out like crazy.
Yeah.
He has to keep, he hated, that was one of the things he was glad while he was ending Drax. It wasn't because of just the roles, because of the physicality. He had to keep up that Bautista workout role to do it. And that's like, we're surprised we get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, because he was like, I'm not trying to eat steamed chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
24 years he's been playing Wolverine.
That's wild.
24
At least he
years.
gets nice. He's had a break where he got to go do Greatest Showman and all kinds of that type of stuff, right? Whereas Dave Bautista consistently has to be bulky and muscular, but maybe not. So do either of you have a pitch for who do you think James Gunn?
So my initial was, you and I talked about this. I think James is probably going to swap up on everybody because we all think Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo, but it'll be Bautista. But going back to what you said,
Momoa can't double dip that much.
That's right.
Sorry,
he can't, because we all think it's going to be him. Or I was thinking about this on my way over here. Let him be Bane, but let him be a James Adomian Harley Quinn type Bane, where he gets to have fun.
Like, are we talking the complete opposite to the Schumacher Bane that had no lines of dialogue?
Yes, I'm talking about the one in the cartoon, like James Adomian voices.
Jeep Harris, or was the name of that? That was played by a professional wrestler. Well, also, Dave Bautista, I believe, is of Cuban descent.
Filipino, and he's Filipino and
One of the
Let's see.
Caribbean, Latin American.
yeah, because I know it's because he has the flags on his arm.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So, you know.
Cast him as Lex Luthor, you cowards.
Whoa.
But does he? No.
He's Greek and Filipino.
That's what it
Okay,
is. Greek.
couldn't have been more wrong. Apologies to you, Mr. Batista, who could squish me like a bug. Well, here's my pitch. Like the previously aforementioned Vin Diesel getting to be Groot, voiceover role, fully CGI character. You know, like
It's not about his body at all, then.
yeah, and like less of the concern about like, wait, that's Drax or whatever. Right? Yeah. Maybe that's also a Momoa.
Damn that. Make him Plastic Man then. Let him lose all his weight. Let him lose all the weight. Just go ahead, eat nothing but just drink athletic greens. That's all you do. Don't go to the gym. We're going to make you a tiny, tiny spandex suit. It's going to have some little crisscross in the front. You're going to stretch out and be one of the most powerful people because Plastic Man, for those who know, is one of the most powerful people in the DC universe.
And if you don't understand why, science.
Okay. All right, we should move on. We had too much fun with James Gunn's tweet. Also, no, real quick, what are the odds he's already cast him in something?
Oh, hi.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, he's not like genuinely asking for ideas. Yeah,
You don't genuinely want our opinion.
he's at least got an idea already.
The convo's been had.
Yes. Moving on to some Star Wars stuff.
Yay!
Collider, the Collider outlet confirmed last Friday. This has not been confirmed by Disney or Star Wars yet, but that they said that the Acolyte would release this summer. Now, a reminder, we know we're getting 2 Star Wars series this year, The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew.
Yep.
We did not know when they were coming out. No trailers, no release dates have been given. So summer, that's great, good news. That probably means Skeleton Crew after that. Maybe that's a holidays, fall kind of thing. And a reminder, or Maude, do you want to tell us a little bit about what we know about The Acolyte show?
It is set at the end of High Republic in that particular era, in a world of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers.
And we were talking about this before.
Before the Phantom Menace.
Before Phantom Menace, yeah, a long
Like
time
100
before.
years. Like
Yes.
100 years.
So there will not be any recognizable characters in
Darth Plagueis is around that time?
Ooh, there's been a rumor he might be in this. But
heard
there will
about?
be no Skywalkers, there will be no Vaders, nobody that we recognize from previous live action will be in this.
Now, I don't think we've had that yet. Even in Andor, the majority were brand new characters, but you had someone like Mon Mothma, who had like 2 lines of dialogue in a movie.
And like,
but
Darth Vader was out there somewhere. He didn't appear on screen, but this is taking place in the same time that he existed, right?
By the way, Andor Season 2 has wrapped filming
We're going to talk about that's one of the other headlines, Mon. What do you think? When do you think we might get that show?
next year.
2025? Maybe early 2025?
Yes.
If they wrapped, I don't know what the turnaround is on a Star Wars show.
We're only getting 2, huh? Where's Mandalorian in all of that?
Well, that's gonna be a movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Next year.
Just want to hope we're not over that.
Okay, well, we were talking about, like, do you think the fact that there will be no Obi-Wan Kenobi, no, recognizable, previously known Jedis or Sith, but there will be some lightsabers in this show, presumably. Do you think that will hurt or help the popularity?
Jay has a thought.
I have a thought. Thank you. I actually think it helps. Because if you read all the discourse online about from a lot of Star Wars fandom, it's like, we're tired of keeping the same lineage. Open up the universe to different people. Especially if you're going back 100-something odd years, you get to open up the door to people you haven't seen. You can connect them to people who you see down the line, but they don't have to be those particular people. So I think people will be like, oh, this is similar to that person. Yeah. This reminds me of that person, but it's not. It's a different person. So I think it'll actually help. And that is my thought.
Well, it's technically already happened and it's been successful. Knights of the Old Republic is probably the best Star Wars game out there. It's an older game that was originally out on the Xbox, and that took place way before this time. The timeline we've seen so far. You didn't have any other characters that you knew. You understood that there were droids and that there were Jedi and that there were Sith, and you were in that particular universe. I actually think maybe Chewie might show up, or it's another Wookiee from Kashyyyk, because Kashyyyk is one of the playable planets in it. So you have a sense of familiarity, but it's a completely different timeline. And that game slaps.
And even in recent Star Wars output, some of the characters people have connected with the most, like Baylan Skoll or Shin Hati, were
Baylan Daddy.
New, created for the show, right? Like, I think also my big thing, and I don't know that they'll do this, if you create new characters that don't then have to show up in some other movie or whatever, you can kill them.
Well, and they actually stay dead? Not if they've transitioned as a Jedi Knight, they will become a Force ghost. They never really die, do they?
Well, I guess if they're civilians, then you can kill them.
Then they're dead.
Okay, so there's a little question up in the air. When we'll get Andor, when we'll get... I guess I was hoping Skeleton Crew could maybe sneak out before.
It's given holiday for me.
Okay, it's like a family, more family energy. It's kids.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
I think the question is, what is Disney Plus's slate for Marvel and Star Wars? Because if they don't have any real like high power stuff set out to come out for out of those two big companies, then you'll be seeing a lot coming out. I mean, we're supposed to get what we know about all the animated stuff. We're getting Marvel wise. Eyes of Wakanda, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man,
X-Men 97.
X-Men 97. We know about the animated, but it's the live action stuff. So when you start looking and saying, oh, they don't have a lot of live action stuff, Star Wars nor Marvel, then you can start putting in pieces where things will come out.
Yeah, and hopefully soon, right? We did not get a Disney Plus promo with any kind of release dates or new footage during the Super Bowl. They just had kind of like a blank.
When's the next celebration?
There is a D23 this year.
There's a D23.
I think it's in early fall or late summer. It's like August, maybe.
No, that's too late because by that time everything will be.
So
August to September. September. So we're gonna have to get some trailers and some stuff soon because again, X-Men 97. The rumor is it's coming out in March. Evan. I'm gonna call it right now. Skeleton Crew. We're gonna unwrap one episode a day during the holidays, just like
I hate that.
Where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
We're gonna. It's a
what
new game.
What if season 2 did it and it worked? That's all it takes.
For who? Content creators? No thanks. We want one a week, and then we get 6 days in between to create content. No, that's fine. Next up, Empire Magazine released a new photo of Godzilla X Kong. Look at that.
Oh, I love it. Can't go wrong with Kong.
Now, the thing your eye is drawn to is whatever's going on with Kong's right arm there. And Evan, or wait, who was saying that it's a cat? Jay was saying it's a cast?
It's probably like a cat. It looks like he might have messed his hand up at some point. And Monarch built him something.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, but Monarch made it for him. It doesn't look like it's just a random weapon that just was hanging around. Kong was like, I gotta go get this.
Is it like a power glove? Yeah. Like it lets him control,
It's his Konglet.
His what?
Like Infinity Gauntlet. Never mind.
Sorry.
Take a lap. Take a lap. That was great.
I'll leave the entertainment to the professionals.
There we go. Jog it off, mate. Jog it off. You'll recover eventually, but that wasn't it.
Evan, it's a family show.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you something. We heard what you're saying, okay? And the audience might not have heard what you're saying. We heard what you said, and I was gonna piggyback off of it. I was like, maybe Kong was a little bit lonely in the Hollow world. And he was just going upside down real hard. And then they was like, yo, Kong broke his hand. And they was like, what was he doing? Himself. And so they was like, we need some.
Well, we've already seen in like the trailer that they're a little Kong, so I don't think he's that lonely. Maybe.
He probably is one of those Kongs can't get none. He probably just like, but I'm King Kong. She's like, well, won't you?
You look the
You know,
camera right in the eyes and say that Kong's not getting any.
Does Kong fuck? Kong fucks? Question mark.
A lot of it.
Well, and I like Jay's thought that it looks like that was made for him. It's not some kind of ancient
Let's see it again.
technology like his glowing axe that he had in a previous film. It does look
Could have broken his wrist.
kind of, Pacific Rim
Yes.
technology
Yeah.
or something like
Yes.
Choo, 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 choo. That'd
that.
be so
And
cool
I
if,
like the idea,
each-
maybe of whoever they're fighting in this movie, whoever the big bad kaiju is, maybe bites him in Act 1.
Yeah.
Isn't
snaps
there a
his-
red one? Like, isn't it a red one or something? I think.
I think so, or it's like the other, the Red Kong.
Yeah, it's the red one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe Kong has carpal tunnel and he was sitting there typing
That's
up
right.
reports in Hollow World.
It's his right
It
arm.
was like, ugh. And so they was like, yo, he can't be out here like this. It's
How
like,
big do you think the keyboard needs to be for him to type a lot on that?
Yeah, there's going to be a trailer for this. They've already told us dropping on Wednesday.
Fantastic.
Smart of them not to spend that Super Bowl money and just, wait a couple days till the smoke clears and then
on
get
Valentine's Day.
See, because he's getting some.
Oh, now does Godzilla fuck?
Himself, herself, itself.
Because it's a one of one, right? There's only one
Yeah,
Godzilla.
Godzilla's asexual, so Godzilla fucks himself. Literally.
Oh, that's right. They can reproduce like
Yes.
amphibians, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's what Godzilla is.
Yeah, I know Godzilla.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout
It's
out.
in the lizard family.
Shout out to everybody in the chat that's, Godzilla loving themselves this Valentine's. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
And those of us on the desk as well. Hi, I'm Jay Washington. I'll be spending Valentine's Day alone. So what I'll be doing is watching Madam Web. That's how sad my life is. I'm sorry.
We'll
Get
get
it all out. Get it all. There you go.
You'll be
Everyone,
amongst friends.
when you do see this, make a note on Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, send a little note to this one.
Yeah.
With all the hype following Godzilla Minus One and this movie, as opposed to its predecessor, getting a proper theatrical release, will this be a $1 billion movie?
Yeah. Reminder, the last film in this franchise came out right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Damn,
right?
that's how long it's been?
Yeah, but it was like the only big movie of 2020 because nothing else came out. It was like
Was
this
it
and Tenet, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was the end. Was it December 2019?
No, it's 2020, I think.
Yeah, it was maybe around that time though of 2020. Let's see, Godzilla.
I did the interview.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It might, but I think this is a.
Oh wait, it was the. No, I don't.
Oh, 2021, March 2021.
That's what it was. It was one of the first
2021.
ones back in the theater. It was one of the first ones back in theaters.
Yeah. And it was during all those day
But
and
they
dates
still-
on
Yes,
Max.
it was still day and date too.
Like Dune 1 and a lot of those other films.
Well,
yeah.
then there you have it. Godzilla is smart. It will be a $1 billion movie because they know when to release the movie, the film.
Especially like you said, it says going off the hype of Godzilla Minus One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the little
With
engine that
al-
could
almost
ride.
no marketing.
Yeah.
Again, a non-English language film and still like extremely popular. So yeah, you would think this would do even better. When is it coming out? Is this in May?
This is May. I
May.
believe.
Yeah.
Yep. There's no. What else? When is Dune?
Dune
March
is beginning
1st.
of March.
March 1st.
So it's got plenty of time after that.
And then Deadpool isn't until July.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the end of March, March 29th.
Okay.
Oh.
They can still do it.
You know what? You'll watch Dune, you'll see a sandworm, you'll be like, that's so cool. I wish sandworms would fight. Oh my God, Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah.
Bam.
You'll watch it and you'll be like, I want a whole movie about the worm.
Yeah.
And then I want that worm to fight another worm. And then you get Godzilla X
Yeah.
Kong.
Yeah.
And then
You'll
you're
be
like,
but I
what's
would
up
like
with
them
this?
to punch each other and the worm can't
And then you're
punch.
like, what's up with this popcorn bucket?
Did you get one yet? I feel
No,
like you really
we're talking
want
about it, how we're going to get our hands on it this week, among other things. What's the most perverted popcorn bucket you could make for Godzilla X Kong?
Godzilla with his mouth open and Kong with his
Oh,
fist.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
you
like
would.
shooting the thing up into the sky.
Yeah, just shoot it in the air. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Get
an open-
ideas.
it's an open mouth.
Is this where we're going as a society?
Yes.
I think it could be. They say that sex sells, but
Open
like,
mouth. Open mouth Zilla.
AMC was trial running the sandworm for this moment,
If they're
for the
smart.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
If they're smart. Okay, you know what? never been a more appropriate time to pivot to our sponsor this week.
If you've been getting a little hot around the collar during this discussion, then Zach's got something to tell you.
That's right. Blue Chew is our sponsor today. BlueChew.com is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. Is that something you need? Great. Keep it to yourself. This is in the prompter. Part of the benefit of Blue Chew is that it's all done online. Okay, some of these sound effects are going to be an interesting contrast with the things I'm reading right now. You can do it all online. You don't got to go to the doctor's office or the pharmacy. You don't got to have any awkward conversations. It's all handled online. It's super easy to do. You just sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. You can take them anytime, day or night. That way you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. If you're skeptical or don't think you need it, try it free for a month and see. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Breakroom at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Breakroom to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the podcast. Blue Chew and a Dune Sandworm popcorn bucket?
Seriously, why did they not partner up? Discreet packaging or AMC Dune popcorn?
Oh, yeah. Also, this Thursday, we're doing a live show in Los Angeles at the Braindead Studios on Fairfax. It's a really cool venue, fun theater. We're excited about it. We're going to talk Madam Web. We're going to talk Deadpool 3. We're going to talk everything that's going on. We got some fun bits and games and audience interaction stuff queued up. It's going to be a good time. Check the link in this video's description for tickets. And moving on, America's favorite feature. It's the Maude Minute.
Yay! Alrighty, so this is another installment of the Monday Minute with Maude. I'm going to try and list off as many headlines that are out there as possible in 60 seconds. So I'm trying to just surmise the news you missed over the weekend quickly. Can I get my minute up, please? My time starts now. Okay. In a post on Threads, James Gunn confirmed Peacemaker Season 2 has been fully written. David Leitch will not direct the No Questions David Kopp written Jurassic World film. Could they find another David maybe? Warner Brothers boosts Barbie Studios' Lucky Chap as they sign a first-look feature deal with Margot Robbie's company. How cool is that? The new Karate Kid film has cast Ben Wang from American Born Cheese. Sorry.
Oops.
It says cheese in the prompt.
That's
What's American Born
fully on
Cheese?
me. American born Chinese.
What do you guys do in this country? What do the cows have to do? I mean, they are Jersey cows. I just didn't know it was physically from Jersey. Chinese? I went to say Chinese as well, and then it said cheese, so I read it. I'm Ron Burgundy. Anyways, this Avengers Endgame of Karate Kid. And finally, when asked about a Mace Windu series, Samuel L. Jackson said everything. Yes.
Okay, good job, Maude. You had
Jeez.
plenty of time. There weren't that many headlines for you to get through. You had time to vamp off of a misprint in the prompter. Great
Jeez.
job.
Yeah, really, I'm feeling extra bad about that for her. Yeah.
Evan,
As being American-born
Born
Chinese
cheese.
myself, I guess I'm American-born cheese.
well, personally, as an American-born cheese, I feel sane. Yeah, but we're excited. We're talking about that Karate Kid movie.
Just real quick. To all the Chinese viewers out here right now, 你好，王好，谢谢你呢. Thank you, Keller.
Okay.
That was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
On a range of where it could have gone, it's pretty good.
Thank you.
Nice work, Maude. We were talking about that upcoming Karate Kid movie in which Ben Wang was just cast. We'll have Ralph Macchio, also Jackie Chan from the Jaden Smith Karate Kid. Let's move on to the Deadpool Wolverine trailer
Deadpool.
that dropped yesterday during the Super Bowl. We're thrilled with it. We already have a reaction up on the channel. We went live last night
Wow,
on
well
Rockstars, and then that video's up on Breakroom, and Eric Voss has a breakdown of that trailer. It's already out.
Yeah,
just came out. Wonderful. But let's talk about a couple things. Please drop any questions you had lingering, things you noticed in the chat. Producer Evan will try to grab some of those. You know, one of the bigger questions we had coming out of it is certainly like, after that introductory scene with the birthday party, when he gets kind of sucked into the TVA. There are a couple of different landscapes featured in those fight sequences, right? Something that looks deserty and kind of wasteland-ish, something that appears to be snowy and have a lot of trees. Do we think one of those could be a void situation previously seen in Loki season 1? People have speculated, as the kind of we saw on those screens, that there was some clips being shown from Avengers Age of Ultron. Like, do we think that could be the opening sequence of that film when they're fighting in the forest? Or Sokovia, possibly?
I actually do think with the introduction of the TVA with Deadpool and the chaos that's going to ensue, that popping into different moments within the Marvel movies is very likely. Yes.
I agree with that, but I also don't think, because I think he's popping in different moments, but we think he's ending up in the MCU proper. He's not. I don't think he is.
No.
Oh, interesting.
They're cleaning up everything.
Yeah.
He's not, because again, he's got to meet Wolverine. Like I was saying beforehand, before we recorded, he's got to meet Wolverine. And Wolverine, unless he has been a part of Alpha Flight in Canada this entire time in the MCU, he does not exist. So that's another world.
And we know, right, from set photos, it's the blue and yellow costume Wolverine, who we've never seen in live action. So this is also not necessarily the Fox canon Wolverine from Logan and all the X-Men films, right? I love, like, though they do show kind of multiversal hopping, we don't know what the real agenda is for Marvel Jesus, as he named himself.
Which is also great, though. Which I think I'm going to always be this person that says, it's great we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And even in a later trailer, if we get, like, the full Matthew McFadden speech of, like, this is what we need you to go do, we know that's not how it's going to play out in the movie. Deadpool is not going to, like, follow directions.
No, exactly.
Right?
No. I'm just so stoked that he's using his British voice again, his actual real voice, because he's been playing an American.
He even kind of amped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
He went extra Brit there.
It's giving Pride and Prejudice again.
Yeah, full Mr. Darcy at the TVA.
Mr. Darcy.
Nice. I like the way you say it better. Yes. We were kind of speculating that scene at the beginning of Age of Ultron when they're fighting in that forest, kind of the iconic, all the Avengers coming together, that's when we were introduced to Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver. I believe that was his first on-screen appearance. Could he be going back and saving people like that?
I got a thought about this. We have seen a Quicksilver resurface, and that was in WandaVision, and they didn't choose Aaron Taylor Johnson's. And I don't think that that's because it kind of didn't make sense. They had to tweak sort of like a narrative for that to work. So for some reason, I just don't think that Aaron Taylor Johnson wanted to revisit that character.
Sure.
Because when they did revisit that, that's who it should have been playing Quicksilver.
Right.
So the fact that they used the Sony, no.
Fox.
That's Fox,
right?
Fox.
That's Fox.
Evan Peters.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm not thinking they're going to go back to that specifically. But if we're talking about Jay's, it's all of the different multiverses, then it could be a different Quicksilver altogether yet again.
It could be a Quicksilver. It's going to probably be a Quicksilver that's going to look like the X-Men cartoon Quicksilver. Because remember, that's what Evan Peters' Quicksilver kind of looked like when they did Halloween.
He also has like a pointy hair
with
situation.
the hair and stuff like that. So I think you're going to get... This is, first of all, going to be cameo soup.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be cameo soup.
That's so good because I'm hungry.
But no, I think because of all these different things that are happening, you don't know who you're getting and what you're getting. You're going to get some... Again, we've seen these leaked photos of Hugh Jackman as a 6'1" Wolverine in the yellow and blue, when we know Wolverine is actually like 5'6".
Shorter.
It's shorter than that.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get a shorter, or the actual Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. And there are a lot of people speculating there's that shot going through like a casino or bar, and there's the character in the white jacket with the kind of the signature Wolverine hair. There's a lot of speculation online that is a variant of Wolverine who will not be played by Hugh Jackman.
Yep.
Could be the Patch character from that comic book run set in Madripoor. Could be
Liev Schreiber.
somebody else, some kind of weird James Bond.
I got money that it's Liev Schreiber because like the boop boop is going to be the fact that he was playing his brother in a previous Wolverine movie, and so that's the variant side of things.
Fun. We were trying to speculate by the width of that character's back, who it could be. There are a lot of people saying wasn't thick enough to be Hugh Jackman. You know, looked like a slim person.
Sorry, I don't appreciate this objectification.
Look, you don't have a big back though. You're okay.
Yeah,
So
this is just from a tailor's point of view. What are we talking about? A 42 long? What is this?
I'm a 56 long. You see this back and these shoulders? I'm a big back boy. 3 B's. All right.
Bye.
Poor Evan. He just taking notes on everything. We didn't even have an episode.
Poor Brian has to edit this.
You got your time codes down?
Or not edit it. And let's roll those dice, folks. Evan, were there some thoughts in the chat that we should...
Yeah, I like this one kind of like in this vein right now. Ellie Finelli saying... I know most people are focusing on possible X-Men cameos, but what MCU characters do you think will be in Deadpool and Wolverine? Like, how realistic is it that they'd be, like, going back to MCU movies and, like, people that we think, you know, have died in, like, 616, do you think they would show up for this movie?
It's really hard to go back because the actors have aged. But I am noticing that they're using the actors from previous iterations of X-Men as an older version of themselves. Pyro, yeah.
Well, and like, there's a world in which, like, again, like we saw those clips on the TV screens of the TVA, where we see Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in this movie, but he doesn't show up to film anything, right? They're just using clips and previous
green screen
things.
stuff.
Yeah. I will say, like, what if the plot of this film is, like, he has to clean up the weird remnants of the Fox universe to, like, be able to graduate into the MCU.
Yes,
that's really cute.
Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
Yeah, so the entirety of this movie, he doesn't get to the MCU until maybe the very end. Or maybe he doesn't want to get, because also all his friends, all those people we see at that birthday party, they're not in the MCU, right? Like, so maybe it's him, like, not wanting to go along with Matthew McFadden's plan, whatever that might be, so that he can save his friends.
Also, here's another big question we forget. Deadpool's universe consists of Deadpool breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
What if he cannot do it?
That's really cute, and he's like trying to talk to the camera.
And they're like, "What are you doing?" Everybody acknowledges, like, "What are you doing?"
That happened in Fleabag.
Yes.
Finally, it was the hot priest who was able to be like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
What is that with you?
Like, maybe you get a scene where you have Wolverine like, "Yo, who are you talking to?" And it's like, oh, you can see me doing this. But no one else has ever acknowledged it in the 2 movies he's done. And so now there's like, because he's in a whole nother world, that's the one difference from his universe besides Wolverine and everybody else. He can't break the fourth wall.
That'd be great.
Except he broke it in the trailer.
I know.
I mean, but
he
he's
gave
in
us
TVA.
right the look at the camera, like he's that Russo daughter from Avenger Endgame, and she walks up on they're in the diner. Anyways, talking to Hulk at the diner.
Yeah.
She was doing it accidentally. Deadpool clearly doing it purposely. Evan.
On the topic of Matthew McFadden's character Paradox, HBass13 asking, is that a variant of Mobius? What do you think?
No, he's just a regular TVA agent.
Well,
There's several employees there.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you noticed.
Is this whole TVA a different TVA than the Loki TVA?
Look at those uniforms.
They're all
Those
different.
those uniforms are different.
Very similar baton.
I mean, granted, he pruned them. You know what I'm saying? He got pruned with a pruning stick, which he was like, I'm all about pegging, which we was like, y'all kicked off the trailer just like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But it's a different TVA.
How many parents had to tell their children who are watching the game what that meant?
Mommy, what's pegging? Well, this is sometimes when your dad gets bored. And Mom...
Not on this show.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, some people may have been taking notes though, so I apologize to them for cutting.
What's the Deadpool popcorn bucket gonna look like?
Oh, God.
Hopefully not that wig that he wears.
Oh, God.
I'm glad they trod on
unappetizing
that.
if it's mostly wig based.
So what if it's a bucket with, like his head, but maybe some claws sticking out of it or something? It's gotta have,
or like the weird staple things that we saw on his bald skull after you got the toupee.
Or you gotta have something probably, or maybe it's gonna be the first bucket that's 2 faces. It's the half and half.
Oh, I
the
like
front
that.
and the back are different,
That's
or
fun.
half and half down the
I
middle.
like the half and half.
These are all great. AMC, are you listening? Now, people have brought up that, right, or we were just mentioning the TVA looks a little different. Do we think like there could even be an incursion happening in this film, right? Where like maybe this TVA is trying to infiltrate or wipe out like the other TVA. Because also in all these fight sequences, it seems like the people that Deadpool is combating are TVA agents, right? Who were not at that battle in Age of Ultron, right? There were no TVA agents there. So, like, could this be some TVA on TVA warfare?
Oh, I see what you're trying to say. Honestly, I don't want them personally to be too TVA heavy.
Yeah.
I don't want it to overshadow what this movie really is all about, and it's seeing Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and this sort of like feud that they've had online for so long. Like that's, I think, what needs to be the center thing. I think the TVA is going to be an incredibly convenient plot device for them, where you can blip blip, the screen comes in, you get pushed in, da da da. So it's like a great way to have a flow through, but I don't want it to be sort of bogged down by TVA.
Yeah.
We probably
inside
just saw
stuff.
maybe like 15 minutes total of TVA because they probably just took some of the best clips and put it in the trailer. So we think the whole movie is the TVA.
But it's just Act 1. It just kicks it off.
Yeah, it just kicks it off.
Bespoke Post, who we're thrilled to talk about this week. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering a box of awesome top shelf goods from under the radar brands. And it's a different box every month. It's really cool. 90% of the products come from small brands, many of which are based right here in the US. Every month, they introduce their members to cool new products based on a preference quiz that you fill out. We've got nice clothes, like camping gear, household stuff, all this different stuff, including, this is a kit for smoking cocktails.
Oh.
And so this is a little butane torch. They smartly don't include the butane, so nobody gets set on fire. That was a joke I made earlier. It would be impossible for me to set you on fire.
In this universe.
People were like, oh, I was only watching in case for somebody gets set on fire.
On the edge of my seat.
This is a kit that comes with everything you need. Like, you like burn a little bit of hickory or something like that. You put the cocktail under this close. You come back later. It's a beautiful old fashioned with the smokiness or whatever, like you're at a fancy cocktail bar. Another kit they sent us is like this cool thing it's almost like an indoor little fire pit you could have in your little apartment at the kitchen table. Yeah, hold it up. Look at this. It's got a heft to it. What a nice match for a rainy LA winter, right? You don't get to go outside by your fire pit or whatever. You get to set this guy up. To get a free mystery gift with your first membership purchase, click the link in the description and enter RS Gift at checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/RSGift. RS for Rockstars. And then, real quick, our friends who have been with us for a couple weeks now, Jelly Bean Planet. Valentine's Day, just a couple weeks away. I think if you can get on Amazon ASAP, you can order yourself some Jelly Bean Planet products and still get them in time for Valentine's Day. And if you miss that window, Easter's not that far off. Guys, Easter's in March, right? Order now so you have those jelly beans ready for those Easter baskets or Rosh Hashanah baskets or whatever whatever excuse for a jelly bean celebration you need, okay? President's Day, not too far off. There was a president that loved jelly beans. Reagan? Anyways, thank you to Jelly Bean Planet. Right here. Bing, 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 bing. These are really tasty. Maude's using one of the Papa Bean containers where you can just pop a single or two or three beans out. Whoa! Whoa! Really popped the audio right there, celebrating Papa Bean. And then these are this is their 42.5 ounce container. This is a nice, sit this on your desk, grab a couple every day. You got months of fun. Or again, a great gift for Valentine's Day, Easter, whatever. We love eating them around the office during the show. Even click the link in the description or search for Jelly Bean Planet on Amazon where you can get them. Thank you so much to Jelly Bean Planet for sponsoring the Break Room. Okay, Evan. Sorry I made you hold your tongue. What were those comments?
3 questions.
Great. I'm going to run through them really quick so we can get to one more topic before we wrap up. What do you think about the TVA showing up right after Wade's birthday wish? Is this wish fulfillment or even a daydream sequence? That's from Alicia
Maybe
VP.
his wish was going to come true, but it would have disrupted the timeline.
Whoa.
So that's what.
Oh,
Yeah.
good thinking.
Yeah, he could be like a liar type wish, like it really was gonna come true, and they was like, bro.
We will not allow that.
Also, I was wondering the significance of the single candle. I mean, usually once you're an adult over the age of 18 or 20, you don't get the one candle per year or whatever scenario like kids get. And so maybe it was just, the convenience of having one candle. Or has it been a year since something happened that he's celebrated?
Or maybe he didn't want a birthday.
His birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait. He's just out here living life and Because it's weird too. You got to remember now remember he reset things.
Yes.
So that is probably why. Because who was at that birthday dinner with him? Vanessa.
Yeah.
His girlfriend who died. He went back in time and brought her back to life. And so that would cause the TVA to come talk to him like, hey, bro, what are you doing?
Rules are rules. We don't do that.
Once you do this one thing, you mess up something else. And so now you've messed up so much.
Yep.
Bam.
Yeah, I love that. JSU Eagle asked this question yesterday. I want to make sure I hit it today. It seems like Wade was taken without his suit. Does the TVA provide him with a suit and weapons with special qualities? What do you guys think?
Ooh, well, there's also that great scene. He's like, it appears like he's almost in front of a locker looking up at the suit. And he's wearing like a Best Buy blue polo shirt with like a name tag on it, but it's not Best Buy and it's kind of unrecognizable. Like, how did he get into that shirt? What is he doing there?
They make him a suit. That's why we kept seeing the montage of him putting the suit on with them constantly showing his butt.
Yeah.
And him doing the split. They make his suit.
He's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
No, go back. Look, there he
is.
Hey.
He's peeking. Ah, it's a little Deadpool on your shoulder.
Was that there the whole time? Maybe you'd move.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Last question. Well-rounded mom asked a question. It was a little confusing for me to read, but I think the gist of it is: do you guys think Doctor Doom is in this? You know, how likely?
Well, I mean, there's a big old Secret Wars Easter egg right in the middle, and an important part of that trailer, right when he's laying on the ground, they have the Secret Wars issue. So, like, could this lay the groundwork to get to a Secret Wars? Maude says no.
I'm not sure they're going to use Deadpool as a way to announce a casting for a future movie. I don't think. I think the fact that they're traversing through multiverses is exactly the way that you specifically have different people for these castings, because it's a different universe, it's a different world. So that's the way they're having the fun. To then sort of say, well, we're in a multiverse and that's the timeline and that's the character that we're going to have play. I don't know. It seems a little sloppy. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, we're going to be talking about this trailer
a lot.
Weeks to come.
Yeah, that's all we got.
That's all we got.
And if you tagged Evan with some questions that we didn't get to today, I bet we're going to get to them in the future. We'll probably be unpacking this and finding new details and new theories and all kinds of stuff for a while. But we want to talk about this. An Oscars luncheon today, literally today, Monday, a Variety shared a clip of Amy Pascal, head of Sony Studios, talking about the potential for a live-action Miles Morales movie. Let's play the clip.
Okay, and if it's too loud, please take the headphone out of your ear.
Nope, I will
Last
suffer.
time we spoke, Amy, I think it was at the premiere. Yes. You said live-action Miles Morales is in the works. Where are we at?
Someday, not till we make 2 more movies.
Yeah, nah.
She's right. She's the boss.
Someday. We are very happy doing what we do.
Where is it on the spreadsheet, though? Come on.
Far away.
Anything.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
You think there's a spreadsheet? You're so kind. That's so generous.
That's what we needed was a spreadsheet.
He thinks we planned this.
Okay, so she's kind of,
It's not happening. It's not happening
It's
in the
not
next 5
happening at
years.
all.
Well,
It's
I
no.
just want to break down. She could have said a lot of things, but she said 2 more movies. Now, what do we think that could mean? Because reminder, right, there are 3 Spider-Verse movies coming out this year. So she's probably not even talking about, like, we have to release 2 more movies. Like this is like begin shooting. Now, could this be 2 more Tom Holland Spider-Man movies?
Well, 4's in the works.
Yes.
So that's the
Go
big,
ahead, I'm
that's
sorry,
the
they
big
were-
one.
No. Yeah.
No.
Is
That'll
that,
be
do we
the
think
big one. What's the other one? They're still doing Venom, aren't they?
But does that
Venom 3 is
count?
coming out this year, right? That's
Yeah.
already been shot.
Venom 3, Craven still's coming out next year, right?
This year. That's November.
Craven's this year too?
Both Madam Web, Craven, and Venom are all coming out this year.
Ooh.
So then what are the 2?
Superhero
I-
fatigue is going to be real now.
I think it was going to be like 2 more Tom Holland live action movies. Which
Well, hold on. What's making the studio money? Let's look at it like
I mean,
that.
those
Holland?
movies, the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse movies. There's some people arguing that like movies like Morbius, Venom 2 are actually very profitable for Sony because they cost a lot less
Yes, they are.
than all the MCU movies. They can make those movies for a fraction of the cost. So even if they make a lot less, they still make a lot of money.
So Sony has all of Spider-Man and his characters, correct?
Right.
Okay, so which includes Miles Morales, which means unless there is a deal made where they let Kevin Feige and them go ahead and do it, when they decide to retire, because Tom Holland doesn't want to stop playing Peter Parker. So they have to figure out a way to let the MCU do it. And I think we all are in agreement to this, because there's no way in heaven and or blue hell that we want to see a Sony done Miles Morales live action movie
without Marvel involved.
Without Marvel involved,
right.
Because we know what we're gonna get.
Well, and
Sony is never going to give a property to another company to monetize and make millions of dollars off it. They are going to hold on to that asset, and if they can't make money from it, nobody can.
Yeah, that's why we won't get it, because they know that nobody's gonna let them do it by themselves.
100%.
Though, wisely, you would think that if not in the Spider-Man 4 Tom Holland movie, the 5th one, right? There would be a baton passing off of like, hey, I just met this guy Miles Morales. Because then you can alternate. You can have Miles movies in between Peter movies, right? Like a Miles Morales movie, it feels like, and we don't know how good it would be, who would be the talent involved, whatever, but like is going to do so much better than a Madam Web, a Morbius, a Kraven, all these other Spider-Man adjacent properties they're working on.
You know why, right? Because people actually want a Miles Morales movie.
There's a fan base
there.
there.
There's a fan base there. Nobody was asking for a Kraven. Nobody's asking. Venom 3's box office would say, yes, people were asking for Venom 3, but overall, people weren't asking for a Venom 3. Nobody's asking for a Kraven the Hunter movie without Kraven going after Spider-Man or the Black Panther. No one cares. So you're making all these movies and no one cares about you doing Madam Web to do Madam Web?
Well, Jay, there's market research that's available, so they're obviously finding some sort of information. And I will also say that sometimes when the internet is really loud about something,
it's not really true.
Not actually true.
But this is very, and I agree with you on that.
Because DC dropped a lot of money thinking that people wanted a particular color.
But I'm just saying, and all jokes aside, it's just that the characters they've dropped for films, nobody was asking for these, whether it be major internet chatter or behind the scenes chatter. Nobody was asking. Yeah, we were supposed to get Silver and Black. They pulled that. Gina Prince Bythewood was supposed to do that. Then they were like, oh, we'll just do either Black Cat or maybe Silver Sable. Never going to do that. Silk was supposed to have a thing. Jackpot was supposed to have a thing. None of these are being pushed up and just being further in production. But we're hearing about the things that are in production that are happening. You're like, nobody's.
It's so funny, like, because I looked at her face and I was reading body language in that to try and find more information. And it's so funny because this is not the first time that they've been asked about Miles Morales. And you can kind of see her be like,
here we go again.
It is. I got that from it. And so she came directly with the, I want to keep hope there. But she's also doubling down. And she's continually, like, they're making these decisions where I think they truly think they're going to make money. Whether they saw DC's Birds of Prey and they were like, okay, we've got to do our version of that, and they're like trying to chase it. I'd be interested to know what their mentality is and what this market research and why they're making these decisions, because you don't throw tens of millions of dollars at something on a hope and a whim.
Right.
Like, there is a lot more at play there, but it's just also so frustrating that it's like, oh, are you sick of us asking for something that we want? How terrible is that?
The market research was, do you like Spider-Man? Check yes, check no. Do you like Spider-Man's characters? Check yes, check no. Please hit submit. And that's how they did it.
Do you know what I think's happening? They did their Miles Morales through Into the Spider-Verse, and they took care of that.
That was
their answer.
They
was the solution.
They want to wait for this trilogy of Spider-Verse movies to conclude. Before then, because it's almost like a reboot. Right?
Well, they don't want to compete with themselves.
Yes.
I understand that.
And so, like, maybe they're just like, we're going to start thinking about this in 2026 or whatever the year is, right? Once the animated trilogy is done, which has been incredibly successful for them, not only financially, but like Oscar nominations, right? Like some of the best reviews of any Sony movie they've ever made, right?
So they're the two films then, Spider-Man 4 and Into the Spider-Verse 3.
And Spider-Verse 3 isn't even in production yet. Remember, the interviews have said from the cast, we haven't read a line of dialogue yet.
But they said it was a part 1/part 2. Like, who are you, Denis Villeneuve? Like,
Get to work, Lord Miller. We need this Spider-Verse movie.
We want Miles Morales.
Okay, so I got 11 more takes on Madam Web specifically. Okay, so I think tune back in. I think that was really interesting. Also, like, reminder, Amy Pascal is like one of the 10 most powerful people in Hollywood.
Yes, she is.
Right? So even if she did have a plan, she's not going to spring it on us while this guy is asking her, before this luncheon or whatever. She's also an incredibly savvy operator. So it's like, she gets to control her own narrative. So who knows? All that is to say, like, I wouldn't doubt if in 6 months we hear about something going into production, right? It's not
Body
gonna
language
be
disagrees.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so.
I'm really bad at reading body language.
I think it depends on what happens at the Oscars. If Spider-Verse wins again, that'll put it in production. Put something, because now it's like, this is that Miles Morales discourse really big now. You've got him animated. People want him live.
I would just say if like any non-Peter Parker Spider-Man movie that you could make with a Spider-Man character that could get $1 billion. And again, Venom movies have made $1 billion. So it's like, to be fair to Venom, that's one.
Wild.
It is. But then number 2 is Miles Morales.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes.
So I
has
think
way
they're
more
finishing.
potential.
I think they're finishing off live action Tom Holland because that is a big money maker. They have made that investment. They want to, see that contract out. And then I think the passing of the baton makes sense after you've had the Holland stuff.
Yeah.
Do you let Tom Hardy be the Venom to chase Miles then?
What's Dave Bautista up to? Can he get in the Spum C as well as the DCU and the MCU? Come on, check all those boxes, Dave. Come back next time. We've got so much more to say on even just that clip of Amy Pascal talking. Thank you so much for supporting.
We'll take anything that we get, though.
That's right. Thank you so much for watching The Breakroom here on YouTube or on Twitch. Thank you to everybody in the Twitch chat. Subscribe to us in all those locales. Be sure to, if you're in the market, support one of our wonderful sponsors who are helping us bring this show to you. And follow Jay and Maude on social so you're aware of all the great projects.
Yeah, check out. I'm trying to fund my stand-up special. You want to help out on that? It's on my Instagram. Check it out.
Okay, excellent. And keep up with all of Maude's projects.
I read books.
Yeah.
Read books with me. Maude's Book Club.
Yes, Maude's Book Club. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.